Section 26 of Gray's Anatomy, Part 3. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Anatomy of the Human Body, Part 3, by Henry Gray. The Common Iliac Arteries. A. Iliacae communes. The abdominal aorta divides, on the left side of the body of the fourth lumbar vertebra, into the two common iliac arteries. Each is about 5 centimeters in length. They diverge from the termination of the aorta, pass downward and lateralward, and divide, opposite the invertebral fibrocartilage between the last lumbar vertebra and the sacrum, into two branches, the external iliac and hypogastric arteries. The former supplies the lower extremity, the latter the viscera and parietes of the pelvis. The right common iliac artery is somewhat longer than the left, and passes more obliquely across the body of the last lumbar vertebra. In front of it are the peritoneum, the small intestines, branches of the sympathetic nerves, and, at its point of division, the ureter. Behind, it is separated from the bodies of the fourth and fifth lumbar vertebrae, and the intervening fibrocartilage, by the terminations of the two common iliac veins, and the commencement of the inferior vena cava. Laterally, it is in relation above with the inferior vena cava and the right common iliac vein, and below with the sosus major. Medial to it above is the left common iliac vein. The left common iliac artery is in relation, in front, with the peritoneum, the small intestines, branches of the sympathetic nerves, and the superior hemorrhoidal artery, and it is crossed at the point of bifurcation by the ureter. It rests on the bodies of the fourth and fifth lumbar vertebrae, and the intervening fibrocartilage. The left common iliac vein lies partly medial to and partly behind the artery. Laterally, the artery is in relation with the sosus major. Branches. The common iliac arteries give off small branches to the peritoneum, psoas major, ureters, and the surrounding areolar tissue, and occasionally give origin to the iliolumbar or accessory renal arteries. Peculiarities. The point of origin varies according to the bifurcation of the aorta. In 3/4 of a large number of cases, the aorta bifurcated either upon the fourth lumbar vertebra or upon the fibrocartilage between it and the fifth, the bifurcation being, in 1 case out of 9, below, and in 1 out of 11, above this point. In about 80% of the cases, the aorta bifurcated within 1.5 centimeters above or below the level of the crest of the ilium, more frequently below than above. The point of division is subject to great variety. In 2/3 of a large number of cases, it was between the last lumbar vertebra and the upper border of the sacrum, being above that point in 1 case out of 8, and below it in 1 case out of 6. The left common iliac artery divides lower down more frequently than the right. The relative lengths also of the two common iliac arteries vary. The right common iliac was the longer in 63 cases, the left in 52, while they were equal in 53. The length of the arteries varied, in 5/7 of the cases examined, from 3.5 to 7.5 centimeters. In about half of the remaining cases the artery was longer, and in the other half shorter, the minimum length being less than 1.5 centimeters, the maximum 11 centimeters. In rare instances, the right common iliac has been found wanting, the external iliac and hypogastric arising directly from the aorta. Collateral circulation. The principal agents in carrying on the collateral circulation after the application of a ligature to the common iliac are the asthenosis of the hemorrhoidal branches of the hypogastric with the superior hemorrhoidal from the inferior mesenteric, of the uterine, ovarian, and vesical arteries of the opposite sides, of the lateral sacral with the middle sacral artery, of the inferior epigastric with the internal mammary, inferior intercostal, and lumbar arteries, of the deep iliac circumflex with the lumbar arteries, of the iliolumbar with the last lumbar artery, of the obturator artery by means of its pubic branch with the vessel of the opposite side and with the inferior epigastric. End of section 26. Recording by David Lawrence in Brampton, Ontario, July the 4th, 2009.